Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Again, my name is MLG, your science teacher. Well, guys, I'm so happy last week because we have learned so much with the concept given. But allow me to have a short review first to discuss more about physical and chemical chains, including the phase change. But before I'll do that, class, please get your pen and paper with you so that you can jot down important things that can help you understand better about this concept. Pero bago yan, allow me to have this short intro first. Alright, shall we start? So in your module class, the word chains is being mentioned. So ano nga ba talaga ang chains? Accordingly, chains is everywhere. Do you agree with that? Well, I guess so because as we observed, no, chains is really happening. And as they said, the only permanent thing in this world is change. In the context of science, scientists love changes because they could further explain or they could further investigate the things like, for example, the properties and behavior of matter. And in this particular topic, they were able to have these two types of chains of matter, and these are physical and chemical chains. So pag-usapan natin kung ano ba kaibahan ng physical and chemical chains, of course with examples that I will give later. Alright? Alright, let's go straight with the physical change. Okay, sabi dito, the physical change are changes in which no bonds are broken or formed and no new substance is formed. Claro, ha? No new substance is formed. This means that the same types of compounds or elements present at the start of the change are there at the end of the change. So walang nawala, walang nabawas, class. So the properties will also be the same. So ano ba ang mga properties ito? So some types of physical changes are phase change. So discuss natin mamaya ano ba itong mga phase change na ito. Of course, the separation of mixture, physical deformation. So nga pagbabagong physical. For example, evidently yung cutting, denting, stretching, and making solutions. Alright, I hope that those things are clear, that if those properties occur, then we could actually tell that the change that took place can be classified as physical change. And we have here an example. When an ice cube melts, its shape changes because it acquires the ability to flow, but its composition does not change. Melting is an example of physical change. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, when that ice cube melts from solid, transforming to liquid, still it's water. Nagbago lang yung shape, but still, tubig pa rin yun. Alright? And again, ang sabi dito, melting is an example of physical change. I hope that these things is now clear to you. Alright, to understand better, I included here an example of physical change. We have here melting, again, as I mentioned earlier, changing its state or phase. We have freezing Kool-Aid, tearing paper, boiling water, stretching steel putty, making a mixture. For example, when you add sugar in water or dissolving salt in water, then of course we have unmixing a mixture. So again, physical change does not alter the chemical composition or identity of the substance, only the form. So again, no new substance is formed. Ang nagbago lang ay kanyang form, physically. I hope that's now clear to you. Alright, let's continue now. So in here, class, chemical change is the opposite of physical change. So in your module, it was described chemical changes occur when bonds are broken. When bonds are broken and are formed between molecules or atoms, thus forming a new substance with different properties. Again, kaibahan kayo na, no new substance is formed, while in the chemical changes, new substance is formed. Chemical changes are frequently harder to reverse than physical changes. So, example, burning paper is an example of chemical change. Ash is formed as a result of burning paper, which is a new product. So what does it mean? When you try to burn a paper, so after it burned, class, hindi na yan maging papel. So, that paper will now transform into another substance or composition which is ash. So, you cannot literally say that that is still a paper kasi yan po ay naging ash na siya. So, again, there's new substance that is being formed, new composition, and the chemical change requires that a new substance must form. These changes are irreversible in nature. So, hindi na mababalik. So, meaning to say, once masunog na yung papel na yan, you can never return that to the original phase of matter, which is paper. Kasi nga, it transformed to a new substance. Claro? Alright, in here, I am going to give another example para mas maintindihan lalo ang chemical changes. So, sabi dito, it does alter the chemical composition or identity of a substance and makes new substances. So, what are these activities? First, when you burn a paper, that is chemical change. Digesting food, rotting, iron reacting with oxygen gas. So, meaning to say, a chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Again, ulit. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Alright, I hope that klaro na yan sa inyo, class. Alright, a while ago, we discussed or we mentioned about the word phase change. Ano ba ito? Okay, so let's now proceed to the phase change. So it is a physical change wherein one state of matter changes to another, but they do not affect the chemical composition of a substance. It is because there's no chemical reaction. So during a phase change, class, heat energy is absorbed or either released. So heat energy is released as molecules slow down and move closer together, which is called exothermic reaction. Now, when heat energy is absorbed, molecules expand and is known endothermic reaction. So, dalawang bagay lang. Exothermic reaction if the heat is being released, and when it's absorbed, that is endothermic reaction. So, I hope that klaro na yan. So, here is the table showing the differences between these phase changes. So, we have melting. So, melting, class, the direction change would be from solid to liquid. And of course, energy can be a molecule speed up, move farther apart, and absorb heat energy. So, pag sabing absorb, endothermic reaction po yun. So, when it's a freezing naman, liquid to solid. So, kabaliktaran or opposite of melting process. So, molecules slow down, then move closer together and release the heat energy. So, still, wag sa release siya, exothermic reaction naman po yun. Evaporation, so liquid to gas. So, molecules speed up, move farther apart, and absorb heat energy. So, absorb endothermic reaction. Vaporization naman is a liquid to a gas on the surface of a liquid. So, remember in our previous class about boiling point, so once the molecules will be heated at the surface, so from liquid, it turns into vapor. So, ayan po nangyari. Molecules speed up, move farther apart, and absorb heat energy. So, again, it is endothermic reaction. Now, for the condensation, so gas to liquid. So, molecules slow down, move closer together, and release heat energy. So, again, and we have the sublimation. The sublimation naman is solid to gas. Molecules speed up, move further apart, and absorb heat energy. So, one is the mothballs, class. Kung may mga ano kayo nilagay sa aparador or mga cabinet, the white one. Yan. Or naphthalene ball. So, we have also deposition, class, from gas to solid. So, molecules slow down, move closer together, and release heat energy. So, these are the different phase changes. So, in our diagram, kita-kita naman natin dyan sa diagram natin, showing the direction of energy in phase changes. So, we have solid water. So, we have liquid water and water vapor. So, again, when that solid turns to liquid, the process is melting. And then, when the liquid water turns into water vapor, the process evaporation. So, pagbaliktad naman, when water vapor turns into liquid water, the process is called condensation. And when the liquid water turns into solid water, the process is freezing or solidification. Okay, I hope klaro ang ating direction of energy in phase change. But take note, class, that it has two indicators there, the color. We have blue and we have red. So the blue indicates that heat energy is released, or heat energy released, while the red one, heat energy absorbed. So ma-identify natin which one has, or which one indicates exothermic reaction and which one is endothermic reaction. So one is absorbed and the other one is releasing heat energy. Kaya nagkakaroon siya ng phase change. Example of phase change. Number one, we have melting. Second, we have freezing. Third, we have evaporation. Fourth, we have condensation. Fifth, we have vaporization. Then sublimation and deposition. Okay, before we end this topic, I'll give you let's check understanding activity. So we have here, you just have to identify physical or chemical change. So we have here number one. Okay, just state whether physical or chemical. Number one is melting cheese. What do you think? Physical or chemical? Second, burning wood. Physical or chemical? Milk souring. Wadding a paper. And bicycle resting. Again, we have melting cheese, burning wood, milk souring, wadding a paper, and bicycle resting. So we have 5 items. I hope that you can get a perfect score. So if you know the answer, class, you can type that one in the comment section, and I have to check that one. So as you all know that I am really checking if you have answered the let's check the understanding in all of the sections, including the section of Sir Chadi and Ma'am Jel. The rest of grade 8 students, okay, you are all encouraged to answer the let's check the understanding, all right? So again, I hope that you have learned something before we go to the next lesson. So for now, I have to say bye everyone and see you in the next vlog. Bye!